Hey there, Vinny here, and I'm about to teach you a game that you can make at home, and that is fun, brand new, and really cheap. I'm talking about Escape from Station 52. It's the first designed by the Brazilian Emanoel Melo, and it's a solo game. I'm also going to show you some gameplay, and in the end, I'm going to share my opinion. Feel free to skip to any part of the video. Down here, you have the scene selection. You know how much this game costs? $1. You can get it on the website in the description. If you want to do so, you may donate a little more, 50 cents more, $2 more, but the game is yours for at least $1. You receive a link to download the files and then you can print them. There are 52 cards, hence the title, and you have a couple of options to make this game. The first one would be to use one of the files you'll get, called Fold. It has both the front and the back of the cards on the same page, so you can print and fold them. That way, the cards will be a little bit thicker. It's tricky to shuffle a single sheet of paper. Your second option would be to grab some Magic or Pokemon cards, or of course, some cards from a board game for which you have sleeves. The back of the cards can't be different. So if you use a game that has different card backs, you should use standard size cards, as it's easier to find opaque sleeves for those. But if you have 52 cards with the same back, your sleeves can be transparent. What you do then is you print another file whose pages contain only the fronts. You cut the cards and you insert them in the sleeves. This is by far the most common way for people to make homemade or translated cards. And another option would be to print the cards in some sort of thick paper. The alternative I'll show you right now is none of the above. I'll be using Tabletop Simulator. In case you're not familiar with it, it's a game that you buy on Steam that allows you to create virtual components for games. The package of files you get when you buy Escape includes exactly what you need to easily generate your virtual deck on Tabletop Simulator in case you own this program. For free, and in the same link in the description, you can download the complete rulebook if you want to check that out. But right now, I'm going to teach you how to play. The year is 2073. And you are researcher Stella Hoshiko, who is in a space station where a cosmic anomaly happened. Basically, the station was taken over by things that want to kill you. The whole crew was wasted, and you are literally fighting for your survival. Before I show you the cards, a little warning. Their visual is in a beta stage of sorts. Pretty soon they will be illustrated, and there's even the possibility of an expansion being released. But once you purchase the game, you're entitled to every update for free, alright? You win the game when the situation card Escape Pod shows up on the table. But you need to have completed a certain requirement in previous rounds. I'll get back to that. Besides, you need to resolve successfully the round in which the pod shows up. And you lose the game when you die, when you run out of health points. You start with 12. In the physical game, you would have Stella's ID card. It even has a bloody side. And you place the card on this other one to indicate how many points you have. So now I would be marking 12. If I lose one, I move it here to mark 11. This card is really stylish and very well made, but this type of thing isn't very practical on Tabletop Simulator, so I'll be using the program's standard ugly counter. Setup is simply shuffling all the 52 cards in a single pile. The game simulates Stella moving through the space station, and it's definitely a huge place, because in every round there will be a different corridor. You start every round revealing 4 cards that represent the things that you found in that corridor. Some things will help you. There is gear, healing items, as well as weapons, but many other things are trouble for you. Those are the threats, the red cards. You have to remember that you can only start a round with 1 situation card at most. Those are the gray cards. The escape pod, the victory card, is one of them. If you reveal more than 1 situation, pick 1 to keep in the corridor and send all the others to the bottom of the deck. In this case, you may choose the order. Then replace the cards, so that there are always 4 in the beginning of the round. If new situations show up, you do that again. Pick 1, you may make a new choice if you want, and send the rest to the bottom. So you need to have a valid corridor in order to start every round. The first option you have in a round is to run away. To use the game's term, sneak. When you sneak, you ignore all the text from the cards in the corridor. There's only 1 card you can't ignore, which is a threat whose effect is exactly to stop you from sneaking. But in every other case, you shuffle the corridor together and send it to the bottom of the deck. Reveal a new corridor following the 1 situation at most drill. But it's not that easy, just avoiding danger like that. As soon as you have a valid corridor, you're gonna take the oldest threat card from your discard pile and you're gonna put it below the deck. So a threat card that you already defeated will return to the game. If there are no threats in your discard pile, or if you don't even have a discard pile, you may sneak anyway. But there are two limitations related to sneaking. You can't sneak 2 rounds in a row, and you have to sneak at the very beginning of a round. You can't be clever and take some gear to then ignore the rest. You either deal with the corridor or you ignore it entirely. If you're gonna face the corridor, the first thing to do is to discard the situation card if there is one and to follow its instructions. The escape pod is an exception. It's never discarded. It stays put until the corridor is finished, always being the last card of the corridor. Let me teach you how to beat a corridor. You are forced to leave one card unresolved. Even if you can, say you want to beat all the baddies or grab all the goodies, you won't resolve the 4 cards. You have to resolve 3, but you also leave 1 in the end of the round. And the one that is left will go to the bottom of the deck. It'll be some equipment that you will have a new opportunity to acquire, or a threat that will have another opportunity to threaten you. And that's what happens to the escape pod in case you didn't fulfill the victory condition. How to resolve a card. Resolving gear, blue cards, weapons, yellow, or healing, green, means most of the time equipping those cards. You have a single slot in your arsenal for 1 weapon card and 2 initial slots in your inventory, which is for both blue and green cards. This way, the card is resolved already. I can save it for another round, or I can use it in that same round. But even in this case, you need space in your inventory first. Okay, let's talk about excitement now, the threats. Obviously, you don't equip them. The way I like thinking of how they work is that resolving a threat is getting hit by it. You make it attack you, and it takes health points from you. There's no other way. And you lose health according to the power of the threat. A card's power is the number on it. For example, resolving this threat would be taking 3 points. The threat is discarded afterwards. But Stella doesn't only get hit, because the guns are not just for show. If you have a weapon in your arsenal, you may use it. Using a weapon is subtracting its power from a threat's power. Immediately, that threat attacks you, causing damage equal to what's left. If I used this weapon in this threat, I would lose 4. Whether or not the threat actually caused damage, you always discard the weapon and the threat. You may use more than 1 weapon during a round. When you use a healing card, which needs to be in your inventory, you recover HP equal to the card's power. You can't go beyond 12, and you can only use 1 healing per round. Every type of card needs to be used during a round. I know that sounds obvious, but as soon as you have 1 card remaining in the corridor, the round is over and you have to set up a new one. So there isn't a window at the end of a round for you to use any items. Regarding the blue cards now, gear, those are usually cards that you discard from your inventory to follow their effect. You have no limit on the number of gear cards that you can use. There are also 3 cards with this exclamation mark. Remember there is a victory condition before the escape pod shows up? That condition is having in your inventory those 3 cards. You have to start a round in which the pod appears with all of them already. And once again, you also need to complete that corridor to win. If you were paying attention, you might have a question now. If I'm limited to 2 cards in my inventory, how can I have 3 cards at the same time? The thing is, there's the backpack card, which increases your space. So in practice, you gotta grab those 4 cards throughout the game. Every gear card in the deck is unique, good luck. You may resolve cards in any order you want. During the gameplay, you'll probably see how that decision can make a difference. The last thing I have to explain is that during a round, you may discard cards at will, both equipped cards and cards straight from the corridor. But you can simply discard threats, of course. When you win, there are 2 titles that you can obtain. The normal one is Survivor. But if you won with the Amalgam, the strongest threat, in your discard pile or removed from the game, you get the title of Veteran. Also, when you win, there are achievements that you can unlock if you fulfilled their requirements. Ending with 12 health points, ending with a single health point, ending the game without ever sneaking, using the flamethrower to affect more than 1 threat at once, using the exoskeleton, which is the most powerful weapon, on the Amalgam, beating the Amalgam more than once, and eliminating the Amalgam from the deck by the effect of one of the situations. Let's go to the gameplay. Ready to see me take a beating? Here we go. One of the items that I need to win already showed up. That's pretty good. And there's a knife. I can equip the knife aside from another weapon in my arsenal. So I'm wondering if I should just grab this gear and the 2 weapons, but then this threat, which is quite strong, could return, or if I should fight it. I like fighting the threats. I get worried that they will return and haunt me in future rounds, but I'm gonna let that one pass. Grabbing the gear, grabbing the weapon, and the knife. So this one goes to the bottom of the deck. This one lets me sneak, but grabbing a card first. That could be interesting if I could switch weapons here, but I can't do that. I would have to actually play this 2 knives. I know what you're thinking. No, you can't. I'm not gonna let yet another threat return to the deck. Discard the situation. I'm discarding my gun. I'm drawing the submachine gun, and I'm going to use it in this threat. 3 threats. Sneaking could be an option. However, the oldest threat will have to return. My oldest one is my only one, which is this 7 here. But hey, it's better than taking all of that damage. So I think I'm gonna sneak. Shuffle them, and back to the bottom they go. And the threat returns. Resolving the effect of the situation, what fire does is that I immediately take 1 damage, and then I take 1 extra damage for everything I equip. I'm taking the exoskeleton, I lose 1, and then I'm using it. The escape pod. Don't need it right now. I'm gonna have to fight this, it's inevitable. It's interesting that the winning card can be a bit of a pain if it shows up early, but I think I wouldn't avoid this threat anyway. Taking the plasma rifle and immediately using it. So I take 1, and I'm taking this adrenaline shot. I can't sneak this corridor because of this threat, and that's really bad news because we have the alert, and what it does is that I have to return 2 threats from the discard pile to the deck, and I immediately reshuffle. The situation lets me choose, but these 2 are the only ones that I had, so I'm forced to return them to the deck. Reshuffling. I hope they don't show up that early. Here we have the silhouette. What it does is that when it returns to the deck, either if you let it be the last card of the corridor, or even with the effect of the alert, making it return to the deck from the discard pile, it makes power 4 threats return to the deck. I don't have to worry about them right now. Still, I think I want to fight that silhouette. Using the knife. And you know what? I think I'm gonna let this distortion hit me because they can get really annoying. But first, I'm going to use my healing item. Right, so now I can get hit by it, and the round's over. There it is again, I still don't need you. Should I sneak this? Now, I keep forgetting that the oldest threat needs to return, so no way. So here's what's happening. I'm taking damage from this, down to 4, then I take this item and immediately use it. I go up to 12, but I'm gonna get hit by this threat. So back to 4. And there it goes again. I hope it shows up when I finally need it. Repair kit's pretty good. Flashbang could be useful. I don't have to spare slots though. Well, I can sneak past this, so I'm drawing this and immediately using it. I was thinking about letting this distortion pass, but I think I'd rather get rid of them. So I'm getting hit. 2 down, and I'm taking the repair kit. Ooh, plasma grenade. Can distribute its damage among multiple threats. The thing is, if I do that, all of those threats will attack me immediately. If I do this right now, the round will be over. I wouldn't have the opportunity to grab this, nor to use this. I could use the backpack right now. I took quite some time to make this decision. Here's what I'm doing. I'm grabbing the plasma grenade, and I'm using it in this thread. Now I'm using the repair kit, which allows me to recover an item and equip it immediately. So I'm taking back the exoskeleton. Then I'm grabbing this healing item. I cannot sneak if I have the exoskeleton equipped, so I'm gonna have to fight. Using the exoskeleton here, I'm drawing the knife and using it here. So I go down 1. Where's the gear? Oh my. Well, obviously I'm sneaking here. Shuffling. Oh, there it is. What has to happen, though, is this is the oldest threat. Instead of it returning, we remove it from the game, but then all the power 4 threats that were in the discard pile have to return to the deck. So there they go. I'm using this healing item so I can draw the second gear. I'm getting hit by this guy, and I'm gonna have to discard this. I need the backpack. Bad. Instead, what I get is the amalgam and 2 of its friends. The oldest one was just a 2. Cool, the painkillers, they don't take up any slots, so I'm gonna draw them and immediately use them. I'm not very happy to do that, but I'm taking the flamethrower and discarding the stun gun. I think I'd rather have a stronger healing item in the deck. I'm playing this. I discard the situation. What it does is that it eliminates all the discard pile from the game. Now I'm using the flamethrower and the chimera. I think I said this before, I like killing the big guys. Now we have a not so easy decision to make. If I get hit, I can save this for later. Or I could not get hit, but then I'm discarding an 8. I'm guessing the backpack and the 3rd exclamation card are near. Therefore, I want to keep my health points. I'm letting this one pass. I'm discarding the healing card. I really hope this is all worth it. Here we go, here we go. There it is, there it is! That's what I'm talking about. Awesome. So I'm sneaking this. Of course I'm not. I'm taking the backpack, so I have 2 extra slots. I'm taking this, thank you very much. And as much as I like the goggles, I'm taking the gun. I gotta be ready for the round that the escape pod shows up. If it has multiple threats, I need to be prepared. Back it goes. That's it? Is that it? I have to beat this, and I totally can. I could get hit by these 2, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get hit on purpose. That brings me down to 1. Then I just discard this gear card, and I just won the game. The escape pod is here, the corridor is complete, and I have all the 3 cards that I need. In case you're wondering why I got hit, is so that I could get an achievement. I trusted my instinct, and it paid off. I'm very proud. Second play. That's an interesting pattern. I'm gonna get hit by this guy, but then I'm immediately gonna draw this and use it. And I'm also gonna draw this. Alright, nice. Well, let's do the obvious thing first. I was thinking about maybe getting hit by this guy, but you know what? I think I'm gonna get hit by this guy and immediately gonna use this card so I can draw this item. I'm gonna try to stay at 12. It's not happening. I'm definitely playing this. Plasma rifle, this one. Then I take the knife. That's that. There it is. Oh my god. Terrible. I could get hit by this guy and let the amalgam return to the deck. But if it returns to the deck, I take 2 damage. So that would be the end of me. Sneaking. Oh no. This will have to activate. But first, the oldest threat returns to the bottom. That's terrible. I'm reshuffling, so the amalgam could return immediately. Well, easy decisions here. I take this, then I use it here, and sneak. Okay, easy corridor. I'm discarding this med kit, so I can draw this. I take the gun, and I just get hit by this guy. Where's the gear? Discard, draw, use, and discard. Wish I had the backpack. I'm using this. I'm taking this, 2 out of 3, drawing the exoskeleton. And finally a use for my knife. So far so good. That's too early. I'm using the exoskeleton, shotgun, come here, and the repair kit is discarded. And sneak. Yeah, now I start getting a little bit worried because I can't draw any healing items. I'm gonna have to discard this so that I don't get hit by both of them. Who should hit me? Well, I could use the shotgun on this one, and I'm not sure if I said this before, but I like hitting the big guys. However, this time, I think I'm just gonna get hit by this one, especially since I can't heal, right? There they are! So I'm taking this and this, thank you very much. I'm having a deja vu. Now my weapon on the 6. And this one will be back. Talk about mood killer. I have to sneak. I have to bravely sneak out of this battle. I have no weapons, I have no healing items. On top of that, I definitely do not want the amalgam's effect to trigger, because I don't want to reshuffle. I can feel that the pod is close. And this is the big guy that returns to the bottom. I need to choose which situation to keep. I'm definitely keeping this one because fire damages me. We replace it. Unfortunately, I won't be able to heal right away, but I'm getting hit by this guy. And I'm taking this healing. It's coming next. Not that. The pod's taking so long to show up. I could play this. I would then use my healing item, go to 12, use the flashbang on one of these guys, and what the flashbang does is that it sends the threat to the bottom of the deck. But the problem is I would still have to deal with this one, and that would take me to 6 hit points. Not much different from the 4 that I have. So I'm sneaking on this one. I'm using this. That takes me to 12. Now I'm going to take the goggles and I'm going to use them. What they do is they let you see the 4 cards on the top of the deck, and then you can decide to put them back on top or to reorder them if you want and send them to the bottom. Let's see what we have. No pod. So I'm sending this to the bottom. I'm getting hit by this guy and I'm getting my green card. Maybe now. Yes, there it is. Can I survive this? Okay, I can. So I'm taking this plasma grenade and using it on the spectral. I take 1. Now my very useful healing item. And then I can happily take these 9 damage points. And that's it. Still not a veteran though. Maybe next time. I'm taking the flamethrower and I'm using it immediately on both of these guys. So I take 4 damage. Should we try not sneaking ever? I'm taking this, and I'm using the gun on the 9. That's nice. I'm definitely not sneaking this one. So fire is activated. 1. I'm taking something. That's another one. Let me heal up to 12 and taking the knife. Didn't sneak so far. Definitely not sneaking here. Taking this, and hitting this guy. Or maybe this one. The weakest one this time. Can sneak even if I wanted to. 1 out of 3. Sure, why not? Can't have too many of those. And I'm just gonna get hit by this guy. I'm not sneaking. I'm really gonna try to do that. First things first, I have to eliminate this. You know what? It's not such a strong weapon, and I'm full of healing items. I'm healing. Now I'm taking the flashbang and using it immediately on this guy here. And that's the corridor. Not right now. Even if this was the 3rd one already, I couldn't win. Painkillers that don't take up space, how great is that? And of course I'm taking the 2nd item, and the goggles go to the discard pile. Finally, I'm just gonna get hit. Now I'm using the painkillers. I'm discarding this one so I can draw this one. And sneak, but I never wanted to. I'm thinking about saving the exoskeleton for later. I'm definitely taking it, but not using it right away. I'm gonna use the shotgun here. I'm drawing the exoskeleton, and I'm getting hit. I really don't like the alert, but I have to play this. Maybe this will bring the escape pod to the top of the deck. Let's hope so. Reshuffling. I would love to keep the exoskeleton, but I don't want to discard any weapons, so I'm using it. Plasma rifle it is. Oh no! Oh, that's too soon. Careful what you wish for, right? Just needed 1 corridor to get the 3rd piece. I was seriously thinking about sneaking here, but no. Rifle here. Healing. Getting hit. and getting hit again. I'm playing this, healing, taking this, and I'm just gonna get hit. It's just a knife, but I'm sparing it. It could be useful. Since the situation will be activated, I could just take this item and sneak. But remember, I don't feel like sneaking. I'm facing the corridor. Here it is. Of course. Yeah, sure. That was taking too long. The deck has 12 cards right now. That's very, very little. I know that the best thing to do here would be to just avoid the amalgam and shuffle the deck, because I don't believe the escape pod is close to the top, but I just really want to defeat the amalgam this game. I'm gonna risk it. I'm just gonna risk it for the title. I'm healing. I take this, I use it in the amalgam, and it causes 11 damage. I'm gonna take this. Unfortunately, I cannot use it. Should I draw the weapon instead? Nah, I'm keeping the healing item. A very insane move. The adrenaline shot can be used beyond my limit of 1 healing per round. I'm using both of the healing items. They add up to 9, so that brings me to 10. I'm drawing the repair kit, and I'm using it. I equip the exoskeleton, and I'm using it immediately. I'm excited and scared at the same time. Can't sneak, but who said I wanted to? Oh my god. I can't believe it. Oh my. That was really close. Let's see. You see? There it was. Of course, if I could sneak, I would sneak here, but I just can't. The saddest part is that this Chimera could very well be the last card, so I wouldn't have to deal with it, but these guys would cause exactly 10 damage. And there we have it. Different games that hopefully show different scenarios. On to my review. On the website, it says that a match lasts from 10 to 15 minutes. My average is 13 minutes, so that's a pretty accurate estimate. And in many cases, you'll lose much faster than that. You depend quite a lot on luck for the order of cards. I know that I risked it in the third game, but that was a more typical game. My first 2 games were very out of the ordinary. Trust me, losing is much more common than winning. And I played a game that lasted 40 seconds. I sneaked in the first corridor and died in the second. So maybe the game has a little too much luck involved. That's the impression I had. I didn't play hundreds of times though. But even if that's true, this game isn't trying to pass for anything other than a light, quick game. Therefore, it's expected that this type of game is luckier. It's not a game with a lot of long-term planning, and it's nice to play something like that every once in a while, even if you're more into headgear stuff. In fact, I checked out the games that inspired the designer to create Escape from Station 52, and I found Escape's simplicity to be more interesting. That's without mentioning the theme, which is way cooler. And it's a fun game, it's an alien killing game, and again, to what it intends to be, it does a great job. What you saw minutes ago were genuine reactions. I played several times with the camera off, and my reactions were the same. You get tense thinking about the cards that will be revealed, you get angry when the damn amalgam shows up again, you get relieved when you get an item that you need, and I love the press your luck in this game. It's probably what I like the most, with the theme and the overall vibe of the game coming second. Since the game's light anyway, and luck is a strong factor, maybe an inevitable one in a game like this, I want to make interesting choices related to that luck. I want to deal with risk and reward. And here you can, for instance, choose to get hit to spare your weapon and to get rid of that threat forever, possibly. And that's exciting. Those tactical decisions are the best this game has to offer. I really dig the idea of managing and risking your own health. That's kind of different. As I said, I found it to be hard, but I didn't find it unbalanced, unfair. And for me, the difficulty, in this game at least, goes hand in hand with replayability. Each play will be varied already due to different combinations of cards. And with the challenge that this game poses, you will feel like playing many times. Right after I bought it, I played like 20 times just because I wanted to beat it so badly. Plus, there are the achievements to unlock. It's just $1, it's the fairest price I've ever seen for a game. And it's an indie game, so it's worth the purchase, especially to support the designer. And also because it's the perfect pastime for the times we're living in. A simple, yet challenging solo game to make at home. Finally, I just want to say that I have played solo games with 2 players, both of you discussing and cooperating, and it works just fine. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the game and if you have any questions. See you. Take care.